What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. So, I wanted to get on here and actually talk about a couple of things. First, going to talk about the latest news on Sareee, who is now back to being Sareee, as she is leaving the WWE. Will be returning back to Japan. Had a press conference. Well, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other stuff too. The matches that have been confirmed for the upcoming Impact NJPW Multiverse show. It's looking very exciting. Also going to talk a little bit about the collab show between Bushiroad and Pro Wrestling Wave at the request of Himeka. Going to talk about that. The AEW All Atlantic Championship has been changed to the AEW International Championship. Going to talk about that a little bit. And, just talk about some other stuff as well. Just, a little bit of WWE, a little bit more AEW. We're going to recap the current standings of the New Japan Cup. So, got a good amount to talk about. First two things. Number one, I want to start off by saying to be sure to check out the link in the description to Game Beauty for an awesome lineup of video game themed makeup and cosmetic products. And if you see something that you like and you want to make a purchase, be sure to use the promo code BlitzballChamp, all in caps, and you can get 10% off of your order. So be sure to check that out. Secondly, I'm going to go ahead and address this now and get it over with, because at this point I'm really sick. I'm really sick and tired of just all of the hate and the bashing that I've seen about this. It's gotten to the point where it's ridiculous. So, RIHO pretty much deactivated, deleted her Twitter. Apparently, a lot of Jim Cornette worshiping fans talking a lot of nasty stuff, which I won't specify because it's pretty dirty, about RIHO. It's already bad enough that Jim Cornette doesn't like Joshis, and there's tons of Jim Cornette worshiping fans that are all in his corner about stuff like this. You know what? While it may be free to say what you want, voice your opinion and such, it's also free, absolutely 100% free, to not be a douchebag. Like, I get if you're not a fan of somebody, that's fine. I'm not a fan of a handful of pro wrestlers out there. But it's also free to not be a douchebag about it. Yeah, there may be certain wrestlers I don't like, but I'm not going to tag them in posts voicing my displeasure and hatred. Like, has nobody learned from the whole situation with Hana Kimura? Has nobody learned from the whole situation that involved Daphne? Have folks not learned by now that cyberbullying is a real thing? And now, and honestly, it's even been mentioned, apparently stuff have been said about Himeka that might even have factored into her retiring. I don't know for sure. But the point is, it is free to not be a douchebag. And I just think it's so ridiculous. Like, I do not understand the concept of just going in so hard on somebody that you have to tag them and post hate. Like, if you don't like something, like if you don't like somebody else, or if you don't like a particular game or particular object or whatnot, why not just avoid it? Why even interact? Like, there are folks, like whether it's in the FGC or in the, just the general community that I just don't like. And you know what? I don't interact with them. I just don't interact with them. If I don't like something, if I don't like somebody, why would I interact with them or give them any sort of attention? It's really common sense. If I'm not friends with somebody, or if I don't want to associate with somebody, why would I make the effort to put myself in the same vicinity of that person just to voice my hate or whatnot? I just think that's so stupid. Especially if you don't like that person. And let's say even if that person doesn't like you, why not just stay away from each other? Why not just don't interact? Like, if it's a conversation that you don't want to be a part of, why do you still jump in the conversation? Like, that makes no sense to me. If you hate something so strongly and you don't want to have anything to do with it, why even mention it? Why get into the conversations? Why even, tag folks if you don't care? Like, just the stuff that folks will go through and will do behind a computer screen just baffles me. Like, and honestly, and it's not just RIHO. Like I said, it's a lot of just the IWC. And you know what? Just seeing stuff like that, sometimes, I gotta be honest with y'all, sometimes it kind of makes me feel ashamed to be a part of the pro wrestling community. Sometimes it actually makes me feel ashamed to be a pro wrestling fan, because I'm in a community that has folks like that exist. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's a shame. Like, the IWC, we gotta get better. We gotta get better. Because while these are professional wrestlers, these are also still real people with real lives, even outside of professional wrestling. And it's just like, you got freaking stalkers out there, and just those that will go to all lengths to voice their hate. And it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, yeah, share your opinion and move on. Like, come on now. Like, it's really ridiculous. Like, the RIHO hate, the RIHO bashing is just, come on now. When folks are at the point, especially these Jim Cornette worshipers, are just posting stuff and tagging her in these hateful comments, it's like, come on now. Like, seriously? Come on now. If you're not a fan, if you don't like her or whatnot, don't watch her. Keep away. Like, it's really not that difficult. It's really not that difficult. But I'm going to just leave it at that. But I think it's really messed up, and it makes me feel ashamed. Sometimes it makes me feel ashamed to be a pro wrestling fan, because I'm in a community full of these douchebags. It's ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous. Like, the IWC needs to do better. Like, seriously. Anyway, Sareee had a press conference. She had it broadcast live via her Instagram page, so I was able to check it out. It only lasted like maybe 30, maybe 40, 45 minutes. But pretty much, Sareee has confirmed that she will be freelancing. Going forward, she will be a freelancer. And you know what? Good for her. Good for her. And she also talked about, you know, the love and respect that she had for the wrestlers in WWE. I mean, she really didn't have anything negative to say about them or anything like that. You know, she even endorsed Tiffany Stratton. You know, Tiffany Stratton, who not really a fan of, but I mean, hey, she's wrestled her a couple of times. I mean, she's endorsed her and even said, hey, you know, she's cool how she's been doing her best and hasn't been in the business for that long. So I mean, hey. She also talked about she wants to have a singles match at Sareeism, which that will be on May 16th in Japan. The opponent hasn't been decided yet, but I will throw out that Miyuki Takase posted from her Twitter that if she's able to, she would totally change up her schedule to wrestle Sareee. I think that'd be really cool. I love Miyuki Takase. I've met her. I've seen her wrestle live. So I would love to see that, you know. She also talked about how pro wrestling in America is very different than pro wrestling in Japan. You know, the different styles and whatnot. But she also did say that she would like to wrestle anywhere in the world that will give her an offer. So with that being said, you know, it makes me wonder, like, from the way it sounded, it looks like she's available to take bookings, like, anywhere, whether it's in Japan, you know, around the world. So it makes me wonder if she's going to take bookings, you know, anytime soon here, or is she just going to go straight back to Japan and start taking bookings? And there's been a lot of speculation that Sareee could end up being that special guest that Kairi was talking about. Could end up being that special guest. So definitely, I'd be cool with that. I would totally be cool with that. You know what I mean? I would totally be cool with that. But yeah, so May 16th, like I said, attended her press conference. She did, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, looking forward to that. So overall, you know, I'm happy for Sareee. Very happy for her. I think she's going to do great, regardless of what she does. You know, not just this upcoming show, but you know what? I think she'll do great anywhere she goes. You know, still very young. I think still only in her mid-20s. And, you know, I wish her the best. I definitely wish her the best. And who knows? Maybe she'll end up competing in Stardom. Maybe she'll be one of the X's in the Cinderella tournament. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we'll see. Maybe she'll get a match booked for All-Star Grand Queendom. I don't know. But it looks like she's open to taking bookings. Whoever's, you know, going to give her an offer. But we'll have to wait to see who her opponent will be May 16th for Sareeism. But yeah, should be great. Should be really great. Looking forward to hearing more about it. Speaking of Stardom, so at the request of the Jumbo Princess Himeka, there will be another show that will be a collaboration. Well, here, let me put it in a better term. So It will be hosted by Pro Wrestling Wave, but managed by Bushiroad. So I guess it's kind of a collab. The show is called Jumbo Forever Wave Cross Bushiroad Fight. That's what the name of the show is going to be. It will be held at Shinjuku Face in Tokyo on April 28th. So actually a couple of days after her retirement match, which is at All-Star Grand Queendom. So pretty much bonus match, which they haven't talked about who shall wrestle or whatnot, but they had an impromptu / emergency press conference about this. But yeah, Pro Wrestling Wave and Bushiroad gonna run this show, and apparently the card will be determined by Pro Wrestling Wave. So hey, I think that's pretty cool that they're granting Himeka's request, because I mean she has a pretty decent retirement road list of opponents that she wants to wrestle. I know she got a chance to wrestle Prominence in the hardcore match at Stardom and Showcase. She just recently wrestled Natsupoi in a singles match on the March 10th show. So, you know, it's cool that they're granting her requests, you know, while she still has the time left to wrestle, you know, while she's still getting her fill in. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I think that's definitely really cool. So, yeah, hopefully they'll have that show available, either streamed on Stardom World. Like, hopefully they'll do it on Stardom World or NJPW. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I figure with it, you know, also being managed by Bushiroad, I'm thinking it's going to be available live stream either with NJPW or Stardom World. But we'll see. We'll see. But definitely looking forward to that. That should be really cool. Should be really cool. Let's see. So, AEW, I wanted to mention about this. So, of course, after Orange Cassidy successfully defended the All-Atlantic Championship against Jay Lethal, so it has been made official that the All-Atlantic Championship will be rebranded into the AEW International Championship. I mean, I'm down. I'm totally down. Like, I mean, it makes sense name-wise, but I'm not too surprised that it's going through this name change. I mean, you have to remember when Pac was Mid-Atlantic, or excuse me, All-Atlantic champion. I mean, he defended the title like in Europe and just all over the place, you know? So, history has pretty much been made that Orange Cassidy, you know, is the new first AEW International Champion. So, he makes history. Because, I mean, you know, Pac was the first All-Atlantic champion. So, I mean, you know, I think that's neat, you know? But the reason why this championship got rebranded is due to the to AEW's broadcasting partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery. So, this pretty much was also in celebration of the Warner Brothers new film Shazam! Fury of the Gods. So, yeah. So technically, the title defense against Jay Lethal was the very final time of this title being defended as the All Atlantic Championship. So, you know, hey, we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will open the door for this title to be defended all over the world. You know, maybe some traveling, maybe some more partnerships. I mean, we've been seeing talent, you know, come over to AEW, like from Japan and all over the world to AEW and also to Impact, which I'll, you know, talk about shortly. But I mean, you know, I think this is pretty neat. I think this is pretty neat. So hopefully it'll get more attention. Hopefully it'll get more attention. But yeah, speaking of Impact, I mean, the card that they're doing for Impact NJPW Multiverse United is really looking incredible. I mean, it's very, very legit. I mean, you got the Impact World Championship on the line as Josh Alexander will defend against Kushida. Oh man, that's going to be really spectacular. We're going to get Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Moose versus Jeff Cobb. We got the X Division Scramble for the X Division Championship, which will involve the champ Trey Miguel. You got Frankie Kazarian, Rich Swann, Kevin Knight, Clark Connors, Rocky Romero. I like that lineup. That's a really nice lineup. We got an interesting 8-man tag, as we got Fred Rosser, Alex Coughlin, Sami Callihan, and PCO taking on Joe Hendry, Eddie Edwards, Filthy Tom Lawler, and JR Kratos. Interesting kind of pairings there. The Impact World Tag Team Championships are on the line as Bullet Club, Chris Bay and Ace Austin, who just recently dethroned the Motor City Machine Guns, will defend against Aussie Open, TMDK, and the Motor City Machine Guns. So, whew. We're going to get Kenta versus Minoru Suzuki. Whoo-wee. And then, just adjusted actually, this was supposed to be Knockouts World Championship on the line. It was originally Mickie James versus Deonna Purrazzo versus Giselle Shaw, but a fourth has been added in the form of the Pink Striker Miyu Yamashita. Wow. I think this is the first time Miyu Yamashita and Mickie James are going to be in the same ring together. I mean, I know it's not one-on-one, but still, like, Miyu, Giselle, Deonna, and Mickie James? Woo! Like, and of course this show, WrestleMania weekend. Like, this is exciting. This is really exciting. So I'm definitely looking forward. That's 8 matches so far. I mean, that'll probably be all the matches, but hey, you never know. They may add another. Or I don't know if they're going to do a pre-show or whatnot, but hey, that's really exciting. So definitely looking forward to Impact Wrestling, you know, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, that collab. That's looking pretty solid. Let's see, a little bit of, forgot to mention, we have a new TNT champion in the form of Powerhouse Hobbs. So they made Wardlow the transitional champion. QT Marshall helped out Powerhouse Hobbs, and Powerhouse Hobbs is your new TNT champion. I mean, it's good to see him get a title belt. You know, Powerhouse has been on the up and coming, and I know he's definitely been looking solid, and you know, this is his big opportunity, and hopefully I hope he has the title for a while, to be honest with you. I hope he has the title for a while. I really do. But yeah. So congrats to him. So a little bit of WWE talk. So it's been announced that the WWE King and Queen of the Ring will happen at the Jeddah Superdome Saturday, May 27th. So I'm guessing they're just going to run the whole, run both tournaments at the show. But then again, it makes me wonder how many competitors will be in both tournaments. You know what I mean? Because Queen of the Ring, King of the Ring, if I remember correctly, those brackets were not that big. So it does make me wonder, because, I mean, 2 tournaments in one day. I think it would have been better if they had separated them, did one tournament Saturday and the other tournament Sunday, me personally. But like I said, it's going to depend on how big the brackets are. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. It just got announced. So, I mean, anything can happen, but it literally just got announced. So, as the road to WrestleMania continues, first off, it's been announced that Rey Mysterio will be inducted into the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame. So we know we got that. There's also word is that supposedly the Great Muta is going to be inducted as well, but I didn't see any sort of announcement or anything like that yet. But Rey Mysterio penciled in. So, and so far with WrestleMania in Hollywood, WrestleMania 39, we know The Miz is hosting. Word is that they had to take off Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt, because unfortunately Bray Wyatt is out indefinitely. I don't know the details of the injury or physical ailment, but word is Bray Wyatt is out indefinitely. So I don't know if they're going to try to give Bobby Lashley a different opponent or whatnot. I don't know how they're going to recover from that, but yeah, it looks like, no Bray Wyatt for WrestleMania. I don't know if they're going to, have Lashley face Uncle Howdy or something like that, but yeah, Bray Wyatt, word is that he's out indefinitely. So, I hope he's okay. Hopefully he returns soon, but it's kind of a bummer. It's definitely a bummer, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, just looking at the card they have so far for WrestleMania 39, I'm still not really that hyped about it. I mean, Brock Lesnar versus Omos, don't really care. Damage Control versus Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch. You know what? I'm down for it. I'm not big on Damage Control as a faction, but to see these 6 ladies go at it, you know what? I mean, to see, ladies like Dakota Kai and Bayley and Io in the same ring as Trish and Lita, going against them, which, I mean, I know, Dakota and Io got their taste of Lita, but, add in Trish Stratus, I think it's a big deal. I think it's a really big deal. So I'm actually pretty hyped for that match. You got some longtime veterans. And, not to say that Io and Dakota and Bayley aren't veterans, but I mean, Trish Stratus and Lita, been in the game before them. So that's my whole thing when it comes to WWE. So definitely looking forward to that match. Of course, the Raw Women's title, Bianca Belair and Asuka. And I mean, SmackDown Women's title, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley. I mean, it's the run back. It's the run back. So, I mean, I'm down, I guess. Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Don't. Austin Theory versus John Cena for the U.S. Championship. I mean, John Cena, And then, I mean, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. I'm just curious to see, do they finally have Cody dethrone him? Or will they actually let Roman Reigns reach 1,000 days as champ? Because one of the two is going to happen. So, which one? No idea. But we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, let's see. So, current standings of the New Japan Cup 2023. So right now, Sonata was able to defeat both Taichi and Kenta. So Sonata has advanced to the quarterfinals. And he will actually take on fellow LIJ member Tetsuya Naito. This match will happen on the 17th. Naito was able to defeat El Phantasmo and Chase Owens. So yeah, we got Sonata versus Tetsuya Naito for the quarterfinals. Evil has been able to defeat Ren Narita and Jeff Cobb to advance to the quarterfinals. Will Ospreay... Well, so Mark Davis beat Toru Yano, but then Will Ospreay had a really great match with his United Empire stablemate Mark Davis, but Ospreay was able to defeat him. So now we got Evil versus Will Ospreay in the quarterfinals. So those two quarterfinal matchups will be on March 17th, so in a couple of days. Let's see. On the other side of the bracket, Hiroki Goto. So Kyle Fletcher was able to beat Yoshihashi. Very great match. But Hiroki Goto was able to take down Kyle Fletcher in a really great match. So both members of Aussie Open eliminated. But still, they both won their first round matchups. So I thought that was pretty cool. But Hiroki Goto advances to the quarterfinals, and he will face Tama Tonga. Which Tama Tonga... so Aaron Hanare beat Shingo, which that was a big upset. But Tama Tonga was able to defeat Aaron Hanare. And Tama Tonga and Hiroki Goto will happen on March 18th. And then David Finlay. David Finlay beat Tomohiro Ishii. So coming up in a few days, he will take on the Great Okan. So David Finlay versus the Great Okan. That'll be on March 15th. Shota Umino, who was able to defeat Yujiro Takahashi, he will take on Zack Sabre Jr. on March 15th. So we got those matchups as well. So we got the two March 15th matchups, David Finlay versus Great Okan and Shota Umino versus Zack Sabre Jr. And then that will complete that round, and then we'll have all 4 quarterfinal matches set. But it's definitely looking very interesting. And it's also been announced that the winner of the New Japan Cup 2023 will face Kazuchika Okada, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, at Sakura Genesis. That's right. So they get the title shot at Sakura Genesis if they can win the New Japan Cup 2023. So that's the prize. You get the trophy, of course, but you get that title shot for Sakura Genesis. So definitely looking forward to that. But looking at the bracket so far, Naito or Sonata, that one's tough. That one could go either way, to be honest with you. But Evil versus Will Ospreay, I think Will Ospreay will beat Evil. I think he'll beat Evil. Now, Hiroki Goto versus Tamatanga, that's tough. That's actually pretty tough. Tamatanga winning would be kind of an upset, but I'm gonna go with Hiroki Goto. I think he'll make it to semis, but you know what I'm thinking is probably gonna end up being? I think David Finlay beats Great O'Khan, Zack Sabre Jr. beats Shota Umino, and then David Finlay beats Zack Sabre Jr. I think we're probably gonna get Hiroki Goto, David Finlay in the semis. Yeah, that's my prediction on that. But it's getting interesting. It's getting really interesting. But yeah, in a few days we'll get those two second round matchups knocked out, and then the 17th and the 18th will be the quarterfinal matchups. Semis will be the 19th. Finals the 21st. So, it's coming up. Within a week or so, this will be, all said and done. But it's exciting. It's very exciting. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said, talked some about Saree's press conference. Like I said, I was there on the Instagram Live, to get more details. So going the freelancer route, really good for her. Impact, NJPW, Multiverses United. Looking forward to that. Miyu Yamashita will be competing at that show. The Pro Wrestling Wave Bushiroad fight show booked for April 28th, which it also makes me wonder, we could also see Hikaru Shida defend the Regina de Wave, the Wave Single Championship, at this event. I mean, she still has the title, and I believe Hikari Shimizu and Saki are still the Wave Tag Team Champions. So I expect both those titles probably be defended on those shows, would be nice, but we'll see. The AEW All Atlantic Championship is now the AEW International Championship. Congratulations to Powerhouse Hobbs on winning the TNT Championship. But yeah, got so many shows coming up. I know gotta eventually give my prediction on TJPW Grand Princess. That's coming up March 18th. It's going to be a big show. But yeah, so much pro wrestling to look forward to. It's going to be crazy. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to check out the link to Game Beauty. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. For another Pro Wrestling Talk video brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. God bless. Peace.